I've never been employed in my life.
He's the man to call when in need of non-emergency medical transportation in the US.
Probably you've undergone surgery and you have to go and recover back home. If we transport you in a wheelchair, we risk damaging the wound.
Yes, Pennsylvania-based Collins Maruria transports us into his world as he tells us what it takes to run this kind of business as a foreigner.
When I arrived in America, the reality on the ground was different.
This, as Buxton Point in Mombasa redefines affordable housing.
There is no reason why affordable needs to be low quality. We want gardens, we want swimming pool, we want playgrounds, we want walking paths.
Kenyan-born Collins Maruria has been offering essential services in Delaware County, Pennsylvania for over a year now. His job is all about providing much-needed medical assistance to a special group of people.
I'm doing non-emergency medical transportation, which basically is transporting patients from one point to another for medical appointments. They might be, they just want to go for shopping. They want to do a few runs here and there. So that's where we come in. There's two types in the non-emergency medical transportation. Basic life support, where the vehicle is like an ambulance. It has oxygen and all other things that you might need for basic life support. And our type, which is just a basic vehicle, but it can allow you to use something like a stretcher. Some of our customers are the kind of people who, like, say, probably you've undergone surgery and you have to go and recover back home. Sometimes it's easy to transport you in a stretcher, because if we transport you in a wheelchair, we risk damaging the wound or the place that surgery has been done. So for you to be able to be transported in a stretcher, if we were to use an ambulance, then the price would be really expensive. So that's where our kind of mode of transportation comes in. Sometimes you might go to the hospital and they discharge you to go and recover back home. But you are not an emergency patient. You can breathe, you can talk. I mean, you are not an emergency case, but still you cannot sit on a wheelchair or a normal vehicle. So that's where the stretcher van comes in. And the other kind of market is the hospice patient, who's probably needs care in their terminal days. So those kinds of patients are the kind of people we transport.
Collins is licensed to operate in Delaware County, but can still transport patients in the surrounding counties, that is, Chester County, Bucks County, and Philadelphia. He currently operates a fleet of 2 vehicles.
Each van is run by 2 people, a driver and an assistant, because the law requires that anytime you're operating a stretcher, it has to be operated by 2 people. For now, I also run the vans, but my intention is to be like a spare driver, because anytime our staff might call out. Yeah, so at all times we need to have somebody on call, because some of these patients are going for medical appointments which take like 3 months. And some of these specialists are really difficult to come by. So if that patient misses that medical appointment, it becomes very, 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 very bad.
So must you be trained in any area, or anybody can venture into this?
The kind of training you need is probably CPR, which will take you like 2 hours. You need something we call a PASS certification. That's a training to help you learn how to strap the patient on the stretcher, how to lock in the stretcher on the van so that it's safe during motion.
As mentioned earlier, this is Colin's second year in operation as a non-emergency medical transportation specialist, a fact that he never foresaw when he first landed in America.
I came here back in 2018 via green card. My wife filed for me the green card. She had been filed for by her parents. So by the time we were getting married, her paperwork for coming to America was not ready. So once we got married, then the paperwork that she almost forgot that had been filed came in. And we had to decide what to do. And she said she wants to at least visit America and see what America looks like and see where the parents live. And when she came, like everybody else, I think she fell in love with America. And 6 months later, she came back home and told me, I think I want to settle in America. So if you're interested, you can come and join me. And then I was like, I'm not ready to lose my family. So I just decided, I mean, if I can do business in Kenya, I think I can also do business in America. So there and then I started doing research. What if I was to move to America? What would I do? And at that time, many people were doing tracking. And my research was centered on tracking. But when I arrived in America, the reality on the ground was different. That I needed to have driven a truck or driven on the American roads for 1 year. Coming from a country which keeps left, and here we keep right, then they needed me to be having a license in America for 1 year. So which meant I could not venture into trucking because what would I be doing for 1 year? I still need to pay my bills. So I started researching on what else can I do, and that's how I stumbled upon non-emergency medical transportation.
But this move didn't come without its fair share of challenges.
The information was not as it is right now. Right now we have so many channels on YouTube educating people on what to do, how to go about it, where to get the market. So when I did that research 6 years ago, I could not beat. So I went into trucking again, but now a smaller truck that didn't need me to have a 1 year experience. So I did trucking for about 1 year, and then I switched from the trucking. Actually, the trucking business, the one that I did, I had got the idea from Chams media. I had watched a YouTube video in Kenya about a certain guy doing deliveries.
What is his name?
Njenga, Joseph Njenga.
Joseph Njenga in Philadelphia.
Yeah, in Philadelphia. So I had watched him, and well, when I sent the video to my wife was like, I think we go to the same church with this guy. I can be able to introduce you to him.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, it was a really good coincidence. But I did not want to do his kind of trucking. I wanted to do the tractor and trailer kind of trucking. So when I came to America, and all the people who were driving tractor and trailers told me, like, it's not like Kenya where you just buy a truck and employ people to run the truck for you. I mean, you need to understand the business and know what goes on in trucking. I hit a dead end. So I had to find something that can sustain me in America. So I referred to the video again. And I watched what Njenga was doing, and I told my wife I want to meet this guy. And we went to church. I met him, and he told me, if you're interested, join me on Monday and see what I do. If you like it, then you can start. So we worked with him for about 2 weeks as I tried to learn what he was doing. And after those 2 weeks, I decided to buy my own truck.
Collins ended up doing this for about a year before making yet another interesting pivot.
I wanted to scale, but I realized it had its own challenges when it comes to scaling. So I shifted to something else, towing. And that also I shifted in a very funny way. I had gone to buy some extra trucks to scale the box truck business. And when we went to that auction, I saw my first tow truck and I just fell in love with it. And for some reason, when it came to the bidding time, I did not bid. And after the auction, I tried to look for the trucks, and I realized the ones that I had seen in the auction were a really good deal. So I don't know what kept me trying to search for the trucks. And when finally I got one, I just went and bought it. And I had watched YouTube again. I'm a YouTube student on how to do the towing, what to look out for when you're doing the towing, the safety measures to take. So when I bought the truck, I was trying to also understand how to get the business for the tow truck, because on the other truck I had a problem with getting people to work for me because it was kind of a really physical job. With the towing, it's not that physical, and each truck would require just one person to run the truck. But with the other truck, I would have to hire 2 people. So we would go to the warehouse. Once you order your stuff online, the warehouse would assign that merchandise to a transporter, and then we would be assigned the route.
And for 5 years, Collins operated his tow truck before finding his way back to his first love, non-emergency medical transportation.
I met a friend like a year ago, and he was doing basic life support transportation, like an ambulance. And I explained to him the challenges I had encountered like 6 years ago, and he was like, I can help you out on that. And he showed me a consultant who could help me with my application. And the consultant took up my application, helped me out with the application process, and here we are.
So what are some of the things you really have to take care of? You'll be out of business.
Patient safety. Like if you're transporting, say, like a wheelchair patient, you don't want a driver who's doing hard braking, sharp cornering, because hard braking, the patient is not strong enough. They might fall from the wheelchair, and most of the injuries occur in such kind of instances. And you know, these countries, people are like, they like litigation. The lawsuits are heavy.
What are other things regarding compliance, minimum and yoyote?
Insurance for these vans is special. It's not just the normal ordinary insurance. Total insurance, I think you're insured for $1 million policy, and that makes it very expensive because we have some operators who are not like careful. So the moment they run into trouble, they make the business look like it's risky. So that pushes the cost of insurance really high.
Collins is clearly the king of reinvention. His traits of not lying down when faced with a challenge is not only impressive but admirable. But what's even better is his desire to share his good fortunes with those from the land of which he came.
Because sometimes the kind of customers we deal with, you will have to make phone calls to confirm the appointments, and some of them will be calling you to change the appointment dates. It becomes a little bit difficult for you to handle all those calls. So sometimes we use other people to do to handle the calls for us, and especially the online bit of it, because the online bit of it is what keeps the business running. We use people from Kenya. Like right now, the people who are developing my website are Kenyans, and I also intend to have them run my social media accounts, because I can't keep up as a person, and I would rather use the labor in America to do something else, because in Kenya they can keep up with the social media business.
Tenacity, resilience, and innovation. There's a lot that the Diploma in Mechanical Engineering graduate from Kenya Polytechnic and Actuarial Scientist degree holder from the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology can teach us. We at Chams Media wish him all the best as he continues to dare abroad. But judging from his journey so far, we have no doubts of his success.
Great. Time now for our back home segment, and today we feature Buxton Point, a large-scale mixed-use affordable housing development in Mombasa by Gulf Cup Real Estate, whose founder is businessman and member of the East Africa Legislative Assembly, Suleiman Shabal. As we walk through the estate located on Abdel Nasir Road, Shabal shows me what a good neighborhood should look like. Buxton Point has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments along with commercial units. The project, which includes community amenities like Olympic-sized swimming pool, gym, football pitch, basketball court, playgrounds, kindergarten, a church, and a mosque, aims to provide housing and investment opportunities in a convenient location. It has good connectivity to the city and Moi International Airport.
Buxton is actually the first affordable housing project that was actually completed and handed over, and people are living in it. And this is a project that I started in 2018 with Governor Hassan Ali Joho. And we agreed that this is going to be the first affordable housing project in Mombasa.
Shabal says Buxton is selling lifestyle.
If you walk around here, you will see that there's a lot of attention paid to how will people be living here. We want gardens, we want swimming pool, we want playgrounds, we want walking paths. I mean, if you look here, the greenery that you're seeing around here, this was not accidental, this was designed. Look at the benches that we have. Look at the trees that we've planted around the benches, designed to give shade. It's not just pure decoration. And we looked at the lifestyle of the different levels of people who come to live here. Children. I don't want my children to be playing in a playground at the end of the estate. So we made sure that in every corner there are playgrounds for young children.
Yes, according to Shabal, affordable housing does not necessarily mean low quality.
You can have affordable housing with a nice lifestyle behind it. That's the whole objective of what we're trying to do here.
Model.
This is a model. And by the way, we were pleasantly surprised that we were voted the best affordable housing project in Africa.
Wow.
And this is Kenya's first project.
But who exactly are the target clients?
The affordable housing project is a work in progress. But the target market for the affordable housing market is the people who earn between 50 to 75,000 shillings. That accounts for 71% of all Kenyans. Okay? So this project is something that is affordable for most people. But there was a challenge. And what is the challenge? The challenge is that in the absence of a formal financing structure from the banks, banks are not very comfortable giving loans to lower income people. Government has to step in. And government has stepped in and set up a tenant purchases scheme which will enable people to afford to buy these things, where the mortgage is very much similar in size to what they were paying in rent. Now, given a choice between paying rent and paying for your own house, it's better to pay for your own house.
There are 584 apartments in phase 1 of this project, all occupied. Another 1,400 more apartments are coming up in phase 2. One bedroom in phase 1 was going for 2.6 million shillings, 2 bedroom for 3.6 million, and 3 bedroom for 4.6 million.
Buxton is a model, and every governor from Kenya has come here to visit our project and to see how they can benchmark.
Okay.
We had people from the East African community who came here. Can you imagine people from Burundi, from Rwanda, from Uganda coming to look at this project and say, can you come and do the same thing in... I grew up in this area. Buxton was one of those typical old British-built, colonial-built estates. But by the time I grew up, it was old, dilapidated, leaking sewage, leaking roofs. And we decided that we were going to build an affordable housing complex here. And we focused not just on the sizes of the apartments, but to make sure that we created a living environment and a lifestyle that the people living here could be proud of.
In this project, both the county and national governments had a role to play.
County government gave us the land in exchange for 10% of the units here. National government gave us the tax exemptions that we require to lower the costs. So we are complying with the SD HUD requirements, and we are also complying with the county requirements. Now, in the affordable housing projects, government doesn't take any units.
The job creation here, massive.
Let's start during construction. There are about 3,000 people who worked here. 3,000 people who are unemployed, who worked here. So in those 2 years of construction, we created opportunities for them. And by the way, that is only the direct employment. Remember that all those people have to come here using transport. We had women who were cooking for them. So we created jobs for them. We created opportunities for business people to supply everything from sand to stone to cement to steel to building materials. So this is one of those projects that has a huge multiplier effect.
And this is Shabal's message to the diaspora community.
You know, I was part of the diaspora for many years. I lived abroad and worked abroad for more than 25 years.
Which countries?
All over, but largely in the Middle East. My number one desire, like every other Kenyan abroad, is to own your own home. But you don't want a situation where you get conned by unscrupulous people. This program will allow people to buy people in the diaspora to buy a house that you know is being built by government and controlled by government, and you can get financing from the government, and you secure your house for yourself, because eventually you'll come home. What better welcome do you have than coming back to your own home?
And that's our back home segment of today's show. Many thanks. Let's dare abroad again next week.